welcome. Welcome back.
Yes. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, we have our beautiful new practitioner with us today. This is Sarah.
Hello.
Sarah, we are so happy to have you on today's podcast,
Yes.
but we're ecstatic to have you officially part of TCS
Yes.
on the website, offering services.
Yes.
We couldn't be happier.
No.
Well, likewise. And, thank you guys so much. I'm very excited. This is going to be very fun.
Yes. And for those of you who also watch our main channel, the Paranormal channel, a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, Sarah and I got together. I actually flew on a plane and everything and went to visit her. And in the Airbnb that I was in, turned out to be haunted. Of course, it was awesome. So
That was
Sarah
fun.
and
You
I,
can see that clearing.
yeah, it's on our main channel. Yep.
Yep, it is.
So-
That's a good one.
So she's been with us for a while, working really hard, doing all the stuff, the healing, so much healing we all have to do.
Yeah.
When we start our journey. And her gifting is amazing and wonderful. And we knew it was just time for her to start offering. So yeah. All right. So Mari-Lyn, what should we talk about today?
What should we talk about today?
Yeah.
What should we talk about today? I think we should talk about the physical body
Okay.
and how she correlates to healing, to our energetic body, because there is a lot that goes on that at one point in time I certainly never put the pieces together.
Right. No. And you know what? I'm kind of looking at Sarah right now because
Because
we all have, when you're healing, not even healing, just being in life, right? Our body talks to us and tells us things, and traumas and wounding come out through our body, Deva, and yikes. Sarah.
My body is very talkative.
Yes, she is. Yes.
I have always had weird things wrong with me.
Yeah.
Nothing life-threatening, usually, but it's just strange.
Freaking painful and strange, yeah.
Yes, ever since I was a baby. And it's very interesting to me to sort of explore the fact that maybe that doesn't mean that I just have some kind of strange body, but that there could be a connection,
Right.
between my energetic body, my body Deva, and as Pam and Mari-Lyn have said before, your body Deva is here to learn as well, along with you. So that's interesting to me.
Let's should we open space? I know
yes, please.
our listeners like to do that, and then we'll go into more of that and sort of that connection between our energetic body and our body Deva, and how they're separate yet coming together.
They very much work together.
All right. So would you like me to open space, or?
Yes, please.
All right. So as Mari-Lyn likes to remind everyone, be careful if you're driving or doing something that really requires your attention. Don't focus too much on this part. Okay, but please do allow yourself to ground. Speaking of Devas, allow him or her to ground. All right. So we open this beautiful space today around not only the three of us, but everyone listening, no matter when you're listening or watching. You are part of the bigger group. You are part of this sacred space, and all of us coming together in circle today. We ask to be grounded. We ask for new grounding cords if that's what's needed. Spirit, we come in gratitude. And we're so very thankful for having Sarah, not just here today, but part of TCS. We welcome her. We ask to be grounded and connected and open to this conversation about the body Deva, the energetic body, what that means, how they come together. And spirit, we ask to be conduits for you to bring that information forward for ourselves and everyone listening and watching. And we set the vibration of this beautiful space at that of love. And so it is. That might have been a little quick for some people, and I apologize, but just breathe, it'll be okay. So I would actually kind of like to start, if you all don't mind, talking about the separate parts. We have our soul, which is that energetic piece that has had thousands of lifetimes, right? Has had maybe hundreds, depending on how new you are. And that's what keeps evolving and moving. And then we have our, which also has a history, right? We've had many lives. There's a lot of history there, a lot of past lives. And then our physical body, the Deva, who has her own history, which we could physically look up. We can look up our family tree, and that's our ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
And that body lives just in one lifetime. And that's all she's meant to. It's just this one lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
So we come together as two very separate beings and learning to listen to each other and work together. And we do that on some level, but consciously in the 3D, not so much.
Not so much. Mm-hmm.
It's rare that we ever meet someone that we say, we may not say Deva, but let's say your physical body. So do you talk to your physical body, or what do you think she or he is saying to you? And they look at you like you're out of your mind. That's very typical. It's rare that we get one that says, oh yeah, no, I talk to her all the time and I listen. That takes work.
Takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work. My gosh, it's been decades ago when I first learned that the physical body actually holds memories.
Mm-hmm.
I was, what is he called? An osteopath.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I was seeing an osteopath, and when he was manipulating my gut area, he of course touched on the diaphragm and how tight it was. And this might trigger a memory of very recent healing.
Yes,
that you
it does.
And I'd forgotten all about this. But a memory was triggered for me, and then he had to talk to me about how our body holds memories. But what was triggered for me was I'm like 13 years old, and I got kicked in the gut by a horse.
Oh,
I got my breath was taken away. I could not breathe. My dad was there. Nothing he could do for me, nothing he did do for me.
right.
And in my fear of not being able to breathe and my dad not helping me.
Yes.
Wounding.
Yes. And
Wounding.
If you remember, within this past year, we were together at my house, and your Deva, not your Deva got triggered, and all of a sudden you were like, I can't breathe, and the panic started.
Yes.
That was total body Deva.
Yes.
And I talked to you, I said, I don't remember exactly what I said.
I don't either.
You threw it, but I said, you're talking, so you're breathing, and it's okay. But I was speaking to your body, Deva. I was speaking to her.
Yes. Because my brain was so panicked.
Yes.
All I wanted to do was run, and I don't know where I was going to run to.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's that that fear, and it just comes up,
Yeah.
and your limbic system gets
Yeah.
triggered, and you're fight or flight, and you were.
Yep.
Yes.
But what's interesting for me is that even learning all those years ago about how our body holds on to memories and to pain and to trauma, I didn't really learn the importance of that. I
Right.
didn't learn that I needed to listen to her
Right.
until just really in the very recent years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even becoming doing it on a regular basis, becoming uh conscious of listening to
Yeah.
her, paying attention to her. That's hard. That's a lot of
Very
work.
hard. Yes.
A lot of work.
Yes. And there's such, for all of us, there's a real disconnect. Like, how many times have, I'm in my 50s, and I feel like I'm 40. And then I look in the mirror and I go, oh yeah. Oops.
When does that happen?
Yes, because our soul is eternal and is still young and vibrant, but our Deva is not. She comes in to grow old.
She does.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Sarah, how would you like to jump into this conversation about?
It's interesting to me that Mari-Lyn brought up the body keeping the score of
Yeah.
your memories and your trauma, and that's the title of a book, but I'm stealing it because I like that phrasing.
Ah,
Oh,
Um,
it is. Yes.
Yeah, I have it somewhere in my work bookcase. It's like the body keeps the score, and I don't remember who the author is, but it's really well done.
Mhm.
But it just sort of made me start thinking. When I was born not breathing. I was blue.
Interesting.
Yes, my
Okay.
mother had I believe you call it placenta abrupta, where like the placenta separates from the walls of the uterus. It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
And I think if I had not been born at that exact moment, like that would have been that. But
Sure.
it makes me wonder, because that obviously must have been a traumatic experience for my body Deva. I don't remember it
Okay,
because I was
I'm writing down that we're going to be doing some healing with your Deva at,
okay.
at your birth. Yeah.
'Cause
yes.
it makes me wonder if perhaps there's a connection between that and the fact that I have all these weird ailments out of nowhere.
The fact that I'm just cold right
Yes.
now, and it's warm, and I have a heater right back here, yet I am chilled. Yes, absolutely.
Because I've had a pretty comfortable life. I've never been in any serious accidents or anything like that.
Mhm.
But for some reason, even though, the rest of my family's healthy and
Right.
I'm not in any sort of like hazardous conditions, but I just have a lot of strange things happen to me. And I'm wondering if perhaps it might be connected to that.
I'm going to say absolutely. I mean, I
I'm
just
going
keep
to say
getting,
absolutely as well. Yeah.
totally
That's
like,
very interesting.
mhm. And so,
Um,
yeah, doing more talking to her, or
mhm.
when something's strange. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to
Right,
hear stories, but with those sort of weird things sort of pop up out of nowhere, what is she trying to tell you? Because she's trying to
right,
tell you something.
right. And
Yeah.
is it that she's trying to tell me, hey, like you may not remember this, but we need to heal some of this that you're
Sure,
not even conscious of.
sure.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. Because I doubt that it's the same thing every single time, too.
Right. Well, no, you guys remember telling you about kidney stones and
Yes,
migraine and
yes,
all kinds
yes.
of weird stuff, and
Mhm.
it's like, what am I cursed? What is happening here? But
Yeah. And
but
I will
yeah,
say, I am it's really nice to see someone who, hmm, I want to be careful with my words, someone who doesn't let that take her out. We have seen a lot of that. People have physical ailments, and they really let them sort of take it, they let that take them out of life.
right.
Mhm.
And
Definitely.
you haven't done that. You haven't gone to that place of being really depressed over it or giving up, that sort of thing. And it's
Right.
really, yes, yes.
Yeah, I think that a lot of that probably has to do with the fact that it's been happening forever. And I'm very, very used to it. Although I guess some people have the opposite experience. I know there's other people in the world who've had weird things wrong with them their whole
Right.
lives. But yeah, I mean,
But
if
you
you
can let it emotionally
you
debilitate you, and you haven't.
can for
done that.
sure. And I felt that creep in sometimes, you know,
Sure.
it can be overwhelming when you don't feel good.
Right.
But you know, if you don't want to wallow in that.
Right. And I'm what's coming now is to really give your parents some
Yes.
credit for that, for not
Yeah.
treating you like you're some invalid, or that you
Like
can't,
an invalid. Yeah.
like,
Right.
okay, she can't, oh, not always coming at you, because you can be compassionate and you can be empathetic,
Right.
but but many of us parents can go to that place of making you a victim. Oh,
Right.
poor thing. And then we adopt that, which,
Definitely.
and again, that's part of this life, right? I'm sure people come to learn all kinds of things. And I
Sure.
would say, I'm so glad that wasn't one of yours, Sarah.
Same. Yes, likewise.
Yes. So, oh, yeah. So, yes, our body, and it's not just, we hear a lot of like muscle memory, but it's more than that. It's in the cells of our body in different places. And I'm always really amazed if you see like traditional Chinese medicine, they'll have like an outline of a person and they'll have the different arrows pointing, like if your right arm hurts or your left knee or whatever, it means this and that. Those are right so often.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's incredible. It's just, it blows my mind.
Yes.
Blows my mind.
Uncanny.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
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 Well, and that's partly associated right to the different meridians, the energy
That's true.
channels that run through our body, because there's the
Yeah.
channels that run through our body, there's the energy centers or wheels that run through our body,
Mhm.
and they all communicate
Yeah.
until they can't.
I can't.
And if we don't communicate with her,
Mhm.
then we're just left
Right. Right.
we're left floundering.
Yes.
But getting into that habit or into that routine of really listening and communicating with our bodies,
Mhm.
like I said, that takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort.
And I'm gonna do a shameless plug here
Okay.
for us. um, we are multidimensional energy healers, and we do help bodies release all of that. That's part of what we've been trained to do, and it is so helpful, whether it's an alignment, a
Mhm.
full healing, or whichever level of healing. There's many different levels of energy healing, but that can really, it does really help.
Does.
Been
Mhm.
there many a time when my body was, I just needed her to release some old shit. And
Yeah.
we're, so anyway, there's a little plug there for our services that that we do to help with that release, and help you learn how to talk to your body, which
Yeah.
takes a lot of time. I mean,
It-
I remember the first time I heard about it, I was like, oh, okay, now my teacher's gone off the deep end. Like, she is a crazy person. And then the more I got into it, oh no, she's not. I mean, yeah, she is, but no. Deb was she was a little wackadoo, but she was fabulous. Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
especially though, I think especially as you're learning, you know, as a person is learning to heal and be healed,
Yes.
uh it forces you to kind of confront that connection with the body.
Yes.
True.
because you know, we were just discussing how as you develop, as you heal, you shift, as your body shifts and you shift, your energetic body shifts,
Yes.
your physical body is going to go through a releasing, and that can look
Yes.
like different things for different people, you know.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but poor Sarah.
I personally,
And I laughed out of just being uncomfortable because it was in 1 week. Oh my God. Every day was something else, and a big something. Not just like, oh, I stubbed my toe. No,
no,
you know,
I had cluster headaches, and I went to the doctor for cluster headaches, and they gave me medication, and then the medication triggered anaphylactic shock.
yes, yes. But prior to that, you had a kidney stone.
Oh, right. I had the kidney stone before
Yes,
that. Right.
yes. And
Yeah,
so
I
it
was
was
like,
like,
there is something else.
but it
Yeah.
was like in a week. Like it was
Yes.
like, oh my God,
Yeah.
that poor woman.
It
And
was very unpleasant.
And the doctor gave you a flu shot.
Oh, and
oh,
the
that's
flu
right.
shot.
And you
Yeah.
I knew there was something else.
She was like,
Yeah.
while you're here, let me just jab you with this. I was like, all right, fine. I don't want the flu. And then the next day I was like, oh my God, what have I done?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the wrong week
Yeah.
to get the flu shot, I'll tell you that.
But see, now if all things are equal and we're looking at how we experience that, you release so much through your Deva,
Yes.
where mine, well, and actually all three of us are different. Mine can really mess with my head. I get spinning. I get like, it's just my gut. If it does come out in my Deva, it'll usually be in my gut or
Yeah.
back, but I will spin out in that way overthinking area of just like, it's horrible. Mari-Lyn, you get really emotional.
I do.
It comes out through your emotions and your Deva too, but if all things are equal,
Yeah. And
that's
mine
how,
usually will come out in either anger or
yes,
depression,
yes,
which I'm going to say depression can be an emotion.
absolutely,
Definitely.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
all,
that may be, oh, sorry, Pam.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that may be something to make people feel better if they've been you know, experiencing like their entire lives some kind of weird health stuff.
Yes.
You know, it might not be that you're just defective or something like that, you know,
Right.
because you can get into that thinking.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I think, you know, once you start examining the connection between your energetic body, what it is you're releasing, you know,
Yes.
how you release, and you start examining that and sort of taking note of what's happening to you in your mind or your body, I think it can be reassuring in a way.
Yeah.
And what's really coming now is, so our energetic body, or we have quite a few energetic bodies, and I don't want to go to all of that, but we're just talking about the one that's our soul, right? Our soul. She kind of, I sort of see this like she shakes and like, okay, it's time for something. And it has to come all the way from that quantum level, all the way out through our body to come out and release or to dissolve, however it works. But so there's so many layers there that it has to get through.
Yes.
And
Yes.
just like Sarah, you've had, you know, your physical ailments your whole life. And of course, I mean, I don't know how much air I have in my chart, but it's a lot, but I overthink everything. But when I look back and how many times people would say, oh my God, just get over it. Just stop thinking about it. Just, you know, and like that, but I couldn't just like, but if I think, well, I wonder if it were pain, if I were say, oh, I have this horrible headache, would they have thought the same thing?
Absolutely. I've experienced that before, where it's like, maybe I should just say it's something physically hurt, so they take me
Well,
seriously.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I want to do a quick interruption here, Pam, because this is a perfect spot for you to explain what are you offering on our website.
Oh, yes. Okay. I have some new stuff. Right. So always the healings, the multidimensional healings, those deep healings, always there. I'm also offering for practitioners. So if you're a practitioner anywhere under the big metaphysical umbrella. Tune-ups, if you're feeling stuck or tired, or you just don't know what to do anymore, or you don't want blah, 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 get a little tune-up, got that going, and mentorship. And I think that, do I have other things? Oh, always my classes, development classes,
Development, yeah.
psychic development, becoming a multidimensional energy healer. Yeah. So, yes. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes. So there are a few new things. TCS Everyday Psychics. Check out the website if you'd like to learn more. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, Body Deva. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And it's so sad, Sarah, that you're not the only one that thinks maybe I need to talk, maybe I need to say that something's physically wrong with me so people see me and hear me and
Oh,
understand me,
and that
because
becomes a bad habit.
those things that can't be seen or felt, and I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
Yeah.
that physical stuff, people don't want to hear it. It scares them.
Right.
What's coming is that one reason it scares them is because they experience it too, and they don't know what the hell to do with it.
True. Yeah.
I think
Good
so.
point.
I was so lucky when I was a kid, because I went through that. I was like, if I was feeling depressed, or if I was feeling just down, anxious, whatever that day, maybe I would be like, I don't think I can go to school. I'm sick.
Yeah.
And my head hurts, blah, blah, blah. And my
Right.
mom would always be like, you're allowed to feel like you don't want to do that, but let's say what it is. Let's own what it is. That kind of thing.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes. Kudos to Mama.
It was very
Awesome.
reaffirming.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
I just had a memory of being told to quit feeling sorry for myself.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
gosh.
Yep.
That's
And
so
you know what?
damaging.
It only takes one time that happening. Like, sometimes trauma is just once.
Yes.
One time someone says that to you, and other times it could have been said to you 20 times and you're like, whack. Like,
Yep.
Mhm.
yeah. But yes. Yes. And when we're trying to get our needs met, if something works, we keep doing that thing, and that becomes a habit.
Right.
So saying, okay, well, they're not going to listen to me because my head is spinning and I can't stop with all these feelings. So I'm going to say I have a stomach ache. And my mom says, oh, then you can stay home from school. Oh, and that
Right.
felt better. So I'm going to create that habit because that worked. And when you're a child, I know some people like to say that children can be manipulative and whatever. And I'm telling you, no, they can't. They don't have the brain. Being a true manipulative person takes a lot of brain power, it takes a lot of experience. Children are trying to get their needs met, and it can sort of look like manipulation, but really there's a problem, and they're trying to get it met. So,
Right.
wow, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I'm glad we decided that, and I think actually, I think at the beginning I made it sound like we sort of came up with that, but really, Sarah had mentioned before we got
Sarah.
online.
It was Sarah.
It's been on my mind. What with all the
Yes, the
mental
crazy
stuff.
going on.
Yeah. So I'm going to interrupt again
Oh, please do.
because we're talking about Sarah. We're
Yes.
blaming Sarah for this awesome topic. Sarah, why don't you tell everybody what you're offering on the website now?
Yes.
Certainly. Why, thank you, Mari-Lyn.
Okay, game show.
I'm new to the website. My services that I'm offering currently are a learning how to ground course. And
Yeah.
that can involve more than just learning how to ground. In order to do that, sometimes that requires an alignment, can require an attunement or a healing.
Yeah.
Whatever is necessary to help you learn how to ground, because that is the foundation for
Absolutely.
learning how to do other things psychically and
Yes.
healing. And if you don't know how to ground, then that's definitely the first step.
Yes.
And then I also offer just alignments alone, if that's something that is, you feel that you need. They're not going to be like extremely involved, but they're, you know, a sort of mini alignment depending on what you need, that kind of thing. And then the other thing that I offer, which is not for people, is is animal healing.
Yes.
So for your pets,
So
or if
excited
you,
about that.
yeah, I'm excited too. If you have like a farm, or I don't know, if you have a squirrel in a tree that you like a lot, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yes.
Any animal, I will offer a healing where the main goal with the animal healing is to make them feel at ease, you know, reset their vibration,
Yes.
you know, just make them comfortable, that kind of thing. And then I did put on there that it's not a reading, but obviously, you know, if any kind of information about that animal comes during that healing, I will relay it. But so yeah, those are my services.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And I want to add to that as far as readings, all of our readings are within the context of a healing. So
Right.
it all sort of comes that
Yeah.
way. Yes, and we're so excited to have you. So excited.
Me too.
And for those of you who do go to our website once in a while, you'll see people, because Sarah's also, well, she's actually kind of the lead of our paranormal team. Not sort of, she is. It's not sort of, she actually is. So when we talk about, you know, if you reach out for paranormal help, there's 3 different options, and one of it is for our students to do, and that would be Sarah. But you'll see people kind of come and go on our website, and that's as our students evolve and move, and they start with us, and then they go and do their own thing. And but Sarah decided to stay with us, which is so exciting. We love, yes. So anyway, you know,
TCS, everydaypsychics.com, right?
yes,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, we do this all the time. What?
Yeah. So how do we get into the habit of talking to our Deva and listening to her?
Yeah.
Because you can't just talk to her.
No.
We have to listen. It's a two-way street here.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it might even begin with listening.
Yes.
I found it to be the other way for me.
Okay, all right.
I had to start talking to her.
Interesting.
I had to accept that I could talk to her. And in talking to her, then I started listening.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's really whoever the person is, whatever step they're at, or wherever their awareness is, or yeah. Or as I'm thinking back when Deb had mentioned it, and I thought she was cuckoo, and then it started all coming through. For me, it was I went through a period of, you know, when they don't know what's wrong with your gut, they say it's IBS. It's sort of like that bucket they throw it in. That was really my Deva trying to tell me something, saying that I had a lot of trauma that was landed in my gut, and I needed to take care of myself. And it was like, there was about a 10-year process there. It took a long time for me to see her as her own entity, her own person, whatever. Like it was really, but once I even through my development process, I got so dehydrated, and that's part of my gut issues. I ended up in the hospital. And that's when I went, okay, there's really something more to this. I really need to pay more attention. So for me, it was just paying attention. Okay, maybe my knee hurt. Okay, hold on, Deva, what are you trying to tell me? And almost always something came. Like, well, you were just sitting on your leg with your knee bent, and that made it hurt, or, you know, whatever. I mean, all kinds of things. But going to the grocery store and before taking something off the shelf, asking her, do you want this? That was really big for me. That's how I sort of started, was that way. And you'll really get a yes or no. Do you get a yes because I have a sugar addiction? So was it my addiction saying, yes, you need that? But then listening to really my gut and asking her, for me, it was in the gut because that's my weakest spot. Is this something that you would like to have? No.
It's interesting when I ask myself that similar question,
Uh-huh.
there is a definite difference in the vibration of yeses. Is it yes to
Uh-huh.
peanut butter M&Ms
Oh.
because my mouth is going to love how it tastes?
Yes.
Or is it a yes to the avocado because all of my senses are going to enjoy it? That vibration is so different.
Yes.
It's still a yes,
Yes, still a yes.
but it's so different.
Yes.
That's a good point. Is it a yes because it's nourishing, or is it a yes because it's superficially delightful?
Yeah.
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 And listening to that. So how about if each one of us gives advice on a way to start the process? And I'll start so you two have a second to think about it. So my advice, I think everyone should start talking to their Deva. And that's just your physical body. That's just the vehicle that your soul is residing in, right? And we want our vehicles to be healthy throughout our whole life until we decide to leave and go home, right? I think mine would be because like I just said, start going, like whether you're at home or at the grocery store, you're going to reach for that thing, stop for a moment and ask your Deva, is this healthy for you right now? Or do you, whatever your verbiage is, you're going to get an answer. Whether the question is this healthy for me? I mean, if you're picking up, some M&Ms, that's not healthy, but do you really want this? Or why is it that you want this? Well, why is it, I think, might come next. Right? So I'd first say, is this really something I want? My gut would say no. And then I'd say, why is it that I want this? And my head would say, because you have a sugar addiction, dum-dum. And but then put it down. So for me, it's start training myself to ask her what she wants and not do those things. And clearly I'm not great at it because I still struggle with food, especially the sweet things. Yeah. So that would be my advice. Start by, when you go to eat something, ask your Deva if he or she wants that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. My advice would be very simply, when you wake up in the morning, to say good morning to her.
Ah.
And or him, sorry.
Yes, we do
There's
have
men out
listening.
there that listen to us. Say good morning to yourself. Ask yourself, what do you need from me?
Nice. Okay.
You need to be specific. Do you need movement? What kind of movement? Do you need nourishment? What kind? But just that simple, saying good morning and saying good night. Eventually saying good night, I love you.
Wow. Okay, I gotta say, for me, that's yeah, that would be an eventual. Like you said, eventually being able to say that, yes.
I'm gonna tell you, it feels really good.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It feels really good.
So kind of piggybacking off what Mari-Lyn just said, I think also it's really a good first step to just be grateful for your body, Deva. Just be grateful that you have this vehicle that is taking you through this particular life. You only get one. I know that's cliche, but it's true.
Yes.
Yes.
And then I would also say, don't be so quick to to try and find a quick fix for things that you might think are going on with your body, Deva. Like, for example,
Ah,
let's say you can't sleep. You don't grab for the Benadryl immediately. Let's say, that there's some, like, I don't know. And I mean, I'm not talking about like broken arms and stuff like that, but sort of like chronic sort of conditions,
Sure.
Don't try to find some quick like pharmaceutical or natural fix. Talk to your body and
Yes,
sort of try and learn like to listen in concert with what your body is telling you. And sometimes that's enough to know what to do, and it's not always what you would naturally do if you just were completely sort of reacting rather than listening.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I do want, so I have, sleeping has always been, sleeping eludes me. And
Same.
especially the last few months of this year of 2023, man, it was rough. And so I decided I have to, and I started drugging myself at night to sleep. I got into that habit. And at some point I went, okay, this is just, first of all, it's not even working, just not even working anymore. And I made an appointment with my doctor. I said, okay, I'm just going to go. Maybe there's something else going on, whatever. I honestly, as much as I know, as much as I do, I wasn't asking her. And so it happens. I mean, it just does. I called and then I get a call back from them. They had to reschedule because the doctor had an emergency surgery. Okay, fine. Then they called to reschedule the rescheduled one. And I just got this really loud in my ear. Just don't. So I said, okay, I'm not going to reschedule. And that's when I sat down with my body and said, okay, what do you need? And we worked something out. In the past 2 weeks, it's been slow, but I'm fine. Like, I slept like
Hey.
4 nights in a row, 8 to 10 hours.
Woohoo.
I mean, it was incredible. And I was so tired all day long. Like, my body, I don't know what it was. But I listened. So yeah.
I will
Awesome.
add there that just to cover us that sometimes there are things you do need to go to the doctor for.
Oh yeah.
And for
Yes.
example, like if you have an infection, you're going to need antibiotics, that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
But for other sort of not major things,
Right.
not immediately life-threatening things, listen
Right.
to what your body is saying.
Yeah. Says the lawyer. We're really, in case you don't know it, Sarah's real job. She's an attorney.
Yeah, for now.
Yes. So yes, and even
Yeah.
with that, even with getting, I will say, even with getting medical attention, still talk to your
Mhm.
diva. But yes, get medical advice. We would never tell you not to get medical advice. Yes, thank you. Good point.
Yeah.
So
And can I interrupt here to introduce Mari-Lyn? Mari-Lyn, what services are you offering
yes.
on on our website?
Sarah, thank you.
You're
Thank
so
you.
welcome.
Oh. So I have some new things on the website that I am really excited about. Mainly is healing and rebuilding and recovery.
Yes.
This is for people who, I don't care if you are you have an addiction and you're in recovery, or if you are just in recovery from the traumas of life. This is ongoing sessions that really go through healing and rebuilding yourself for yourself, not
Yes.
for anybody else.
Yes.
That's the key right there, is not for anybody else.
Right.
Um, that is, I am really excited about that.
I am too.
There's just straight healings that I'm offering. There is a spiritual,
Yeah.
accessing your spirit self
Mhm.
is something that I have offered. The name has changed a little bit, but that is something that I have offered. That itself is like 6 weeks, but that can move into spiritual development, which encompasses like so much, getting to know yourself, learning how to talk to your body, Deva, learning how to talk to your higher self, learning how to communicate with spirit, with your guidance, and how to really get your own answers more times than not.
Yes.
We can't do it alone. This is not a solo project. It's not.
Oh, ma'am.
But there are times we can get our own information from spirit. And getting more people to do that is something I'm just all about.
Yes.
All about. So there's also that can lead into psychic development.
Yes.
So
yes. And
yeah.
I want to add to that,
Yeah.
or not. Just learning how to connect with spirit and walk that path with spirit and heal and grow and evolve without becoming a psychic or anything.
Yeah.
So it's really what you want it to be, but yes, and it's fabulous. And I can say from experience, that whole rebuilding piece is really important. Woof. And learning to rebuild with, because you heal and you release so much and you want to walk away from it and get away from it, but you have those habits that keep, like, you still have the habits in there. So rebuilding without all of that. Yeah. So I can't say enough about that because of course I get everything before the rest of you do. And we all practice on each other and work with each other and try new things out. And it's just amazing. And starting with, especially like one of Sarah's alignments is, just that in itself is a great way to start.
And I think Sarah said these were like mini and not too involved.
I know. I wanted to say something and I
don't know. I don't know. I was downplaying it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done it.
Pretty awesome.
But that's okay. And yes. And I know, so I'm going to say this in sort of in an understanding of that you said that, because I went first, right? And so I was, before you did, talking about my healings. You've had my healings. So on some level, you could kind of look at them and say, okay, well, I'm going to say mini because compared to that big healing.
Right.
So I'm going to give you a little break on that, but
thank you.
But no, those alignments are amazing. Yeah. So
they're pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, is there anything we didn't cover today that we can make sure to?
Well, I'm sure there's lots we didn't cover, but
Oh, yeah. That's true.
We do have to come back again. So
yeah,
but we want to come back again. So
we do.
Yeah.
Again, I'm so excited to have Sarah.
Yes. There is something that we did not cover.
Yes.
In our services. If you have paranormal activity,
reach
out. I guess you did mention it with Sarah, but if you have paranormal activity, we believe all souls deserve to heal, and that includes the paranormal. So please reach out and let us clear your space.
Sorry, I'm jumping out of my like. So that just opened up into what we were just talking about. We can't tell you how many people have had so many physical ailments, and it was the paranormal in their home.
Yes.
It was the activity that was happening. That happens even if there's not an actual earthy ghost, whatever you want to call it, in your home. There is so much. We talk about it all the time on our channel. We talk about grids, and grids are just, it's like the glue that energetically holds everything together, holds it in place, keeps it in a nice orderly fashion, and holds it all together for us to hold that high vibration and to be in joy and be into love. And those collapse. Just regular, I'm not even talking about having actual ghosts in your home. Just that there's day-to-day wear. And every time you get upset or get, angry or depressed or sad or whatever it is, it's going to the grid start shuffling and start moving. If you've moved in, if you've had a lot of traumatic things that happen in that home, your grids are going to be maybe even non-existent. All of that lends to your body, Deva, shutting down, getting hurt, weird ailments happening. We often tell people, and we've done it for Sarah too. Sometimes you don't know what's going on. Weird things are happening to your body. You're having these headaches all the time, and you're like, I only have them when I'm at home and I leave and they go away, or I have body aches, or even worse than that. A good place to start is having your house cleared, and then having that alignment into the new energy that's there. And then starting from there, have the headaches gone away? Has the backache gone away? Are you, whatever. Because of when I was going through those years of IBS, when I finally figured out, part of it was like we lived in a home that the grids were messed up. Clearing those up helped tremendously. So it does play into our body, Dave, and how he or she is feeling. So
there's no way it couldn't, just
right.
being, it's like you're soaking in that energy.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You can't leave it. You're in there. So
right. And then add a ghost, and then what happens? You two can talk about that part.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's bad news.
Yeah. They prey on you.
Mm-hmm.
They prey on you, and they do make you sick. So
absolutely, it's bad for both you and the ghost. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone needs healing, and it's time. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now I think we might be done.
I think we might be done.
My body, Deva, is telling me I should not have sat on the floor for this.
Look at you talking to her. Yeah, a little uncomfortable. So please reach out, tcseverydayspsychics.com, and just even if you just want to check out our new website.
Yes.
Sort of happy new year. We're so excited that 2024 is here. And
we are.
And really nothing is brand new. Some things we just didn't have on there, but we would do. Like I've always worked with practitioners, but I just never put it on there.
Never advertised it. Yeah.
Yeah. Animals. That's really pretty new.
Animals is very new. Yeah.
Yes. That's really exciting.
I'm excited about that. So if anybody wants to, if you have a pet you're worried about or for any reason, you just reach out, because I would love to do that.
Yep.
And I have to say, I'm going to tattle on you kind of a little bit. We were in a session when the whole animal thing started. You had already known it. You had not said anything to me yet. And we were in session, and you said, can I ask you something? And it was about your cat. And you said, I've been, sending him healing, and like I don't remember all the verbiage, but you were almost embarrassed to say something because I mean, you can talk about that if you want. It was awful.
No, I mean, awesome. I have been for a long time, because Pam, I was in classes with her for a long time, and I went through the TCS programs, and during that time I was practicing my new healing stuff on my cat. I love him very much.
Yes, you do.
And I was like, well, I don't know if this is if I'm supposed to be doing this.
That was really funny.
But finally, I was like, so I may or may not have been healing my cat. What do you think about that?
Yes.
And it apparently is perfectly fine. You can do that.
And it's helped him a lot.
Yes.
He was a holy terror.
I mean,
he was
a holy terror. He used to hang on the screens, and he wouldn't let me sleep.
we'd be in session and all of a sudden I
Yeah.
see this whoosh behind her and I'm like,
Yep.
what was that? It was the cat like doing some
Wanted my attention at all times, but
or
yeah,
hear
no.
things falling all over and she's like, it's not a ghost, it's my cat.
I know. It's like he wants to go in, now he wants to come out, now he wants to go in. But now he's a chill little dude. So, you know,
Nice.
and
Yes.
every night I try and like give him a little mini healing so he's comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
I love animals. So if anybody wants that service done to their animals, I would be happy to.
Good. And it really is a gift to be able to, it's not my thing to work with that. Could I probably, I mean, if that needed to be done, sure. But that's a real gift and you're definitely bent that way.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing. So, okay. Please,
right.
if you're on YouTube, please drop some comments. Say hi to Sarah, welcome her in. We're so excited to have her. Check out our websites. You can email us from there. And yeah, we're really
Like,
grateful to be here.
subscribe, share, and all that good stuff.
Yes, all of that too. Yes,
Yes.
please do.
Yes.
So, oh, I'll close down space real quick.
Yes, please and thank you.
So I'm just gonna ground that out. Whew. So everyone just, when you feel your body just needs that deep breath to, once you do that,
Yes.
we'll all be grounded and all of our energies are separated and we can go off with our day. Or yawn, that's another day too.
Thank you. Yeah, very good.
All right, everyone. Thank you. We're in such gratitude. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.